I've wasted a couple of seconds while I'm settling, but it's okay. I think you are still here. So this one is like a movie review, can I say? It's like a movie review. It's like what's going through my mind. And the movie I want to go through is Tenet. So Tenet, many of you that have watched it have two main complaints about that movie. To me personally, if it was out of 10, I would rate Tenet like a 9 or an 8, I think. I would say 8.5 to 9. This is a very great movie. And to me personally, in Christopher Nolan's movies, I would say Tenet is actually a number, apart from maybe The Dark Knight, and Interstellar, it's number 3 for me personally. That's my personal opinion. You can have yours. And I think this is why what Christopher Nolan mainly does, he always tries to achieve something that looks good on the screen and something that is complex somehow. And I think Tenet actually achieves these two things very well. Why? Looking good, I'll explain it in this way. The movie Tenet, me when I was growing up, English is not my first language. You just learn English in school. So for Tenet, when I was growing up, I used to watch movies, right? Movies like Bond, the Bond series, the ones of Matt Damon. And when we used to watch these movies, they were in English, right? And in English, you find that we did actually understand these movies, but it was a few things that we actually understood in these movies, right? And when we watch these movies, in fact, all movies, Hollywood, the entire Hollywood movies, English, we never truly understood what the movies were at. And what we enjoyed from my ages, let's say from when I started watching movies to ages like 15, 16, when I got like good at English, I started like understanding fully what movies meant. We used to enjoy how the picture looked on the screen, how the sets were designed, how the action sequences, the music, the soundtracks, the score, everything that's around the movie. That's what we used to enjoy. And words were not like the main point of why we enjoyed movies at that time. And I think personally, Tenet is what Christopher Nolan was trying to give, that kind of feeling we had as children, us, while we watched that movie. And I think Tenet actually does that very well. If you look at Tenet, you look at the score. The score of Tenet is actually my personal best, I would say. Maybe Interstellar, but it's actually one of the best. There's that sound. I can't actually bring it out very well, but if you've watched the movie, I think you know. There's that scene where they are like, the score of Tenet. The score is very, very good. And actually, how the sets were designed, the sequences in the movie, there's a sequence when the plane actually hits, that entire sequence, when they bring another plane hits like the entire building, all that, you see that the movie looks good on the screen. And me personally, still I do understand English, I get it very well, but you see, Tenet, it's not even actually me, everyone, you can't hear the words very well, and the ones you can hear, you don't actually understand what's going on. And I think many people have talked about like not watching, like not trying to understand it and feeling it, but if you actually do it, you will actually enjoy this movie very well. And if you see how the sets are designed, how all those sequences, there are very many sequences where action sequences. There's also this one. There's this one where there was a car chase. There was a car chase. A car is falling backwards. That's like peak cinema to me. And I think if you actually enjoy that entire scene without thinking too much about understanding what's going on, if you let me give you this example. If you just found someone watching that movie, you didn't start the movie, you're not going to finish it, You just come into the room, someone is watching that scene of the catches, and you find someone, I bet you would just stick there to finish only that scene only. Because you see all, and there are very many sequences like that in the entire movie that are actually very beautiful to watch. So that entire feeling I was explaining of not necessarily knowing what's going on, but enjoying the movie itself. That's what we used to enjoy for us when we were kids, because we actually didn't, not even us who never had like English as our first language, but I think everyone who has watched any movie, who watched movies, you see, that's why like children enjoy, I think, animation so much. It's because there's very simple to understand, and there's more of how beautiful the sets are designed, how it looks good on camera, the music background, all that. That's why even like musicals, and that's why like all cinema is made. Yes, there are those movies that tell a message, tell a story, like tell social stories. They are trying to explain like social structures and that, but most movies that we really enjoy to the best, that are actually even popular, there's so little to understand. There are 2, 3, 4 concepts they are trying to explain, and what actually builds the movie is the entire set designs and the entire movie, how it is designed. That's number one. Number two on Tenet is actually how, I don't know how to explain this, but I'll try. How Christopher Nolan actually tries to explain these like bigger than life concepts. Like he was trying to explain entropy. I think last week I rewatched this video where they actually interview him, and he tries to explain like entropy. I remember he drops like popcorn or something, then comes back to his hand. He tries to explain it. You'll find that even when you find that you get something out of that, because me personally, I did engineering at college. You'll find that there are things you try to understand and you enjoy in that. I don't know. It's actually very interesting. And I think if you try to enjoy these two separate things I've tried to explain, Tenet will actually be the best movie you've ever watched. And personally, it's one of my best. Yeah, that's all.